Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
The Tangerine Tornado. 2 cans of Spray Tan Sam himself, whenever he opens his large, colorful beak, spouts out lies, half-truths at best. What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here, and this will be the first of maybe 3 or 4 videos I got coming out between now and tomorrow around maybe 1 o'clock Eastern time. Like, I'm just going in. I got videos coming, but this one I had to put out first. 35 minutes ago, as of 7:30 p.m., Reuters says that Trump orders the government to pay airport security workers. We're going to read a little bit of this because I'm not sure that he can just do anything he wants with the purse, because that's Congress's job according to the Constitution. But when has the Constitution ever mattered in a Trump presidency? So, I mean, maybe so. Let's see. I'm just going to read a little bit. We'll get some insight. Then I'm going to show you the real problem. The real problem. Number one, I want TSA to get paid too. They're working for free. And we have a war going on. And they're the security system for our airports. So yeah, I want them to get paid. Washington, March 26. President Donald Trump said on Thursday he will make executive action to pay 50,000 airport security workers as a deal stalled in Congress to address staff shortages that have snarled travel around the country. Is 50,000 all of them, though? What is that number? 50,000. Maybe that's all? I'm going to check into it. We got more coming. Like I said, this is all breaking. Trump said he was instructing the Homeland Security Department to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm going to do it. Oh, this is just something Trump said then. Oh, so we're still seeing Trump as a reliable source. Well, I'm sorry for that update, guys. I thought it was Reuters. There's definitely going to be more to the story than Trump said. That's what I thought. How could I be so stupid? Well, here's a good sign. When the rich people get involved and the owners get involved. Like I said before, and like I said on Closer to the Edge, the podcast that I run with Rook T. Winchester, Closer to the Edge podcast, I said, well, as soon as the people start losing money, on top, the billionaires, the only people who he cares about, starts losing money, none of this will matter. That's what I said. So this looks like a good sign because Chris Sununu, the CEO of airline trade group Airlines for America, on Thursday said his call for Congress to quickly resolve the issue. He warned that even if the U.S. Senate reaches a deal on DHS funding by Friday, you're still probably looking at a very tough weekend because it's not going to get finalized immediately. So he's calling out for help. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's exactly what we're looking for. TSA is grappling with a school spring break travel. That's going to be tough. That's all going to be very tough. What's the news? Reuters? Is the news Trump said? And your headline was Trump orders government to pay airport security workers? He didn't even order it yet, according to you. I must be hearing something wrong. Well, I'll tell you what. As that story develops, let's hope that that's correct. But as that story develops and you're hearing it from me, at least you're going to hear from me that this story comes from the most unreliable source in America. The Tangerine Tornado. 2 cans of Spray Tan Sam himself, whenever he opens his large, colorful beak, spouts out lies, half-truths at best. Let's take a look at his statement. Trump said he was instructing the Homeland Security Department to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democratic chaos at the airports. So you mean just pay the TSA agents while they continue the debate about the Homeland Security mass Gestapo money? That's a genius idea. YouTube, I'm going to call it like I see it. It is a genius idea to okay the money for the TSA agents, maybe even for things like disaster relief, that kind of stuff. Disaster relief, TSA, and just hold off on the money for the mass Gestapo until you finish that debate. It's a genius idea, except for the fact that that's the exact idea you said you wouldn't sign yesterday. That's the one he wouldn't sign yesterday.
I also want to urge this president to accept the agreement, the bipartisan agreement that has been offered to him, in which we would fully fund TSA, fully fund FEMA, fully fund most of DHS, but segregate or put off to the side ICE and CBP while further negotiations have to happen.
So I'm tying Homeland Security into voter identification with picture and proof of citizenship in order to vote. And those two items are the most important thing having to do with Homeland Security. So it should be part of the Homeland Security bill. And I'm requesting that the Republican senators do that immediately. You don't have to take a fast vote. Don't worry about Easter going home. In fact, make this one for Jesus, okay? Make this one for Jesus.
That's the problem with being a doofus, with being so scared that you're going to lose the next election coming up because you're a disgusting, horrible human being, as well as a pedophile, as well as the most corrupt president in the history of America, as you fail the emoluments clause and break it daily with meme coins and golden fucking shoes and planes from Qatar. You're going to fail at that. So you need the Save America Act or whatever the hell that makes sure that millions of people will never be able to vote. That's why you said no to the same thing you just said yes to. Is that right there, Mr. Toucans and Spray Tan Sam? Is that right, the Mar-a-Lago Mussolini? Is that why Mar-a-Lago is no longer in a red district? Because even the place where you freaking live decided that they're going to vote for the blue.
In some surprise breaking news, Democrat Emily Gregory has flipped a Florida State House seat in tonight's election in the district that includes Mar-a-Lago, meaning Donald Trump's Florida residence is now represented by a Democratic legislator.
They're sending you that message? You said no to that same deal that you're now putting on and Reuters is giving you some credit for, without explaining that part. Washington Post says the same thing. Trump orders the government. You mean Trump decided to implement a plan that was already in the works, that he told his people not to sign, and now when he tries to do it through executive order, it won't go through more than likely. I hope it does, TSA, but I'm just saying the purse goes to the Congress. And that bill was on his desk until he called him up and said, don't do it.
Dr. Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Cthulhu submitted that to President Trump. As is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
Where's that in the reporting? I'm going in this entire 12-hour stretch. Our media is failing us. They're failing us. This is what even the the least worst of our national corporate media is putting out there.
And then the third way is they've been having these discussions for a long time, Republicans and Democrats. John Thune controls the Senate. He could put a bill on the floor that is reflective of the conversations he has already had with Democrats and tell Democrats if they want to vote against it, they should. I suspect that there will be some moderate Democrats who don't want to continue this, and not even moderate Democrats. There will be a lot of Democrats who don't want to continue this. And if the Senate passes it, the House goes next. But 41 days into this, I think the implications, the impacts are only going to get worse.
And so when Trump comes and says, I want to do the same thing that the Democrats have been asking us to do, you're going to go ahead and say that, well, somebody came to the table then without acknowledging that they said it, put the placemats down, the plates, the knives, the forks, and the glasses, and we're pouring the fucking water for the guests before Trump just slid off everything and crashed it. And you're going to say, when are the Democrats going to come to the table? And now he wants to do that. Hey, can you set the table again for me, please? Listen, it's late. This wasn't even supposed to go that long. Here's the point, guys. The point is, this 28th, this Saturday, anywhere you live, there will be a no king situation going on. I'm going to try to go, don't know if I will now because things have changed. I'm going to try to go to the one in Atlanta, but not just because they're standing around with the picket signs. Try to find the one that's going to go do direct action. That's what you need to do. Direct action. That means showing up at the Capitol building, standing and yelling at the doors while they go in and out from morning when they get there. Maybe if they're talking about going to the Heritage Foundation or the Fox News place, that's the one you need to be at, not at the park. Don't go to the park. Do not go to the park. If you find yourself at the park, make sure that you're there to gather enough people to go somewhere else. Direct action in their face is where you need to be with a demand, with a request and a demand, with a name of who you're demanding it from. Go there, be there, and you can also go inside those capitals. They're your buildings. It's just a simple check, an ID, and you walk through. Bring everybody. It's an educational day. This Saturday, the 28th, no Kings is going on. 5051 and Indivisible doing a great job making these things happen. Just make sure wherever the park is, you are not. If you're going there, be going there to grab more people to go inside of somewhere directly, in the face of someone directly, so they feel the heat of your breath as you yell at them. So that they understand the consequences are dire, because the park don't do that. Also, direct action means maybe you need to be throwing some dildos. I didn't say throwing, I'm sorry, holding, playing. The dildo distribution people. Yeah. You haven't seen them? Go to closertotheedge.com. I'm going to put the link in there that shows you the whole thing that they're doing. It's amazing. But they're using these, and they've got thousands of them now because they realize that they're so effective at warding off these ICE agents at Whipple in Minneapolis. And now around the nation, they're giving these away to people. They're passing them out because that absurdity in the face of this toxic masculinity seems to be the one thing that gets these ICE agents to back off. It actually works. So they need donations. Email me, because just the other day, not yesterday, I recorded it Monday, just the other day, whatever it is, FBI came to one of the dildo distribution people's house. They're so interested in this. So now nobody wants to put their name behind it. And I don't want them to either. So I want to help them get those donations for the thousands that they've bought. Also, the thousands were donated to them as well. But for the ones that they bought, they need to get that money back, and they need to keep this going because it's working. If nothing else, just to piss off those ICE agents. Email me, politicaldrain@proton.me. politicaldrain@proton.me. You email me, say, I want to donate, and I will give you the instructions on how to do so, because the time to fight is now. Now. is that time. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.